We are back. Third part of the first part. I just want to fix something. When I said this is a regular scale, that was true, a major scale. When I said pentatonic, you don't cut the second and the seventh, you cut the fourth and the seventh. It's just a correction. You cut the fourth and the seventh. You don't have to remember, it's just for those people who are interested, right? All right, so what we're gonna do now, we're gonna get into improvisation. How do I know what chords to play when someone is singing? How do I know what notes to do if I'm flute or bass or electric guitar or piano? What notes to do on some chords, right? So the main thing, remember this, if it sounds good, it's good. That's it. The best in the world, players, guitar players, whatever, if it sounds good, it's good even though it doesn't fit in the theory that was created before. If it sounds good, it's good. All those creators of music, writers and stuff, they went out of the box. Even though the rules were strict, they went out of the box and they created something beautiful. You listen to it, it's like, that's amazing. Okay, cool. So we're gonna do an example. And I took songs from our repertoire. Yeah, whatever, the repertoire. So repertoire, right? So I got the first one, I got it, you know, You Made a Way for Me. There was a second part of the song where that part sounds like this. I just recorded with my guitar a few notes. You know the second part of the song. And we'll be together forever. I'm yours, you are mine. Right? Now, the notes the voice sings are these. I'll spray it in measures so you can see C, D, and then the long note is E, D, E. F is the long note, F. And then F long, and then repeat C, D, E, long, D, E. I'll delete this for a second, okay? Just remember it. 2, 1, 3, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, and major is 2, 1.5, minor 1.5, 2. So the dots are the notes the melody or the voice are singing for a longer time, right? So I got C here, D, E, then F long, okay, E long, E, D, C, then F long. Now, the way we have it written, so this is the key of C, right? Let's do, again, really quickly, a recap. I have the key of C. What do I need first? The C scale. The scale has those 9, 10, 11. All right. So what's the formula for major scale? 2, 1, 3, 1, and then again 2, 1. Notes. I start with, then. And then repeats. Perfect. Now on the first one, I form C chord, which is C, E, and G. On the second one, I have D, F, and A. What chord is this? 1.5, 2. It's a minor. On the third one, I have E, G, B. What chord is this? Minor. Perfect. On the fourth one, I have F, A, C. What chord? Major. Perfect. Fifth. G, B, D. Major. What about on the sixth? A, C, E, A minor. Perfect. What about the weird one? I get B, D, F. It's a B diminished. All right. All right. So you see the chords now. The way we sing it, this is a long note. So when this note kicks in, it's an E. While we put in the chords, so let me write down chords. So this is the key, and these are the chords. Chords we have in the song, physically. So these are the measures. All right. So we have here C, F, C, F. Chords. So we have these chords in the song. Why? Okay, so this is how we have it written on the paper. This is the song online. If you go online on the paper, it's like this. This is the second part of I'm yours, you're mine. I'm yours, you're mine, and we together forever. Now, this is I am yours, you are mine, and we forever. Ta pa pa. So that's the melody, right? This is voice, voice, voice. These are chords. Now, we chose on the paper to have these chords. Why? Just math without instruments. This is my long note, the voice. So Andy sings E. What chord do we put on E? Well, first of all, formula. We gotta back it up, back Andy up with a chord that has E in it. This is one choice. This is my second choice. This is my third choice. So we chose C. So we put the chord C because C has C, E, and G, right? We can try. Yeah. Sometimes it sounds better to have a different one. But we'll try and see. So Andy's singing F for a long time. I back it up with something that has F. This is one of them. This is one of them that I can choose. This one isn't the weird one. So we chose this chord, F, because it has F, A, and C. E again, we chose the first chord, C, E, G. We chose the second one, F, A, C. And it repeats. You see the reason why we chose the chords. Without an instrument, you can put the chords on the paper. Without even listening to it, you know it sounds right. Right?
All three options technically sound right.
Yeah, we'll try them right now so you can see how it sounds. You can even listen to hear how it sounds. So we'll play the song. And I'll play the CF. See? It sounds good. Right? All right. Now let's try a different chord. What if I use, what can we use instead of this F? What chord from here to have this F note? Well, let's look at them. D minor. Let's try D minor. So I'll play D minor. D minor has D, F, and A, right? So listen with D minor. Not bad. And I get back. Not bad, huh? All right. Now let's try a different one. What else can I use instead of this F? Which one? The diminished one. Okay. So it's going to be a B diminished. Now listen to that one. All right, listen to it.
This really only works if you're a secondary instrument, right? Like you need somebody that's holding down the primary, right?
This one works. You're right, but also when you start composing your own stuff, to know what to put on that, you choose a key for you, you create a melody, and you use chords for your melody to know exactly what to use in your thing. For flute, is the reverse part. You know what the chords are, and you find what notes are played in there, and you create melody with them. I'll get to that part.
That's because that's a secondary instrument, so she has the space to.
Yeah. Oh, that's what you meant. Yeah, absolutely. Because it's a secondary instrument.
Like the piano hitting those, you still need the main, right?
So what I did at some songs, I changed a little bit of the chords around to make it sound a little bit interesting. I'll put a version of Shem's for this. It sounds really cool, and you'll see why. He changed a little bit of the chords. It gives you a bigger, nicer perspective. You see, simple. Right? But now with D minor, it's different. Oh, it's a different dimension. What?
Right, are you talking about, because everybody can't be playing that, you still need somebody has to be playing the C and the F bass.
So usually we chose, okay, so we determine what chords we're using. Everybody's going to play in the same chord. I cannot play D minor and someone else plays F and someone else plays diminished. It sounds really off.
Yes.
Really like a crowded. No, we decide we go with C, D minor, for example. But right now we're giving you options. So you see there are options you can choose from. So you know where everything is coming from, right? I'll use the diminished now so you see how it sounds. Yeah.
We all have to agree.
So the chords are like the foundation of the song?
The
I understand the question. The question is, what can we play different chords? And what I think God's showing us is that you have a melody,
what?
a blank slate.
Do this, bro.
It's a melody, so it's a blank slate. And so, let's say you're a worship leader or you're the guitarist and you're attacking this song and you want to maybe break out of the normal chords that you're using. You don't actually have to use those chords. So if you're, let's say, the guitarist and you're putting together these chords, and maybe you see the C, F, C, F, C, well, you can actually use different chords. So as you're composing the way that you actually want, or you're playing piano, you could actually use a D minor, but everybody needs to play that D minor together. But as you're composing that and maybe rewriting that song, you have different chord options that might give it a different sound. So you would write all this down or understand it, and then you'd have to explain that to everyone else, and we'd have to all be on the same page to do these chords. Is that what you're saying?
So,
If we were all playing CF, CF,
yeah.
could the flute play CD, CD?
I'll get
But
to
the
that.
flute is a melody.
I'll get to that point. After these two examples, I'll get to exactly that, your question. So if you, all right. No, it's a really good question, and that's the next step, what she's asking about what flute do something else. Yes, we're going to get to that with examples so you can hear it. So for now, I want to play B diminished instead of F so you can hear it. Diminish. It doesn't sound off. It sounds weird, right? All right. Now I'll put down what Shem did, so you can see something really neat he did. He played with it a little bit. So he used. I'll erase these things, right? Yeah, Shem is gonna do the flute here. Okay, so Shem did this. See, he did On the second chord, he did F/A. If you look in the F chord, it has A. He just put it in the bass instead of regular F, right? And then you see again, but he put in the bass G for this one. In C chord, G is there. He just played it in the bass, yes. That means the lowest note in the chord is that note. So in my guitar playing, this is my lowest note. So whatever I'm doing here, whatever the lowest is, that's my bass for the chord. In the piano, as you play it like this, the lowest note is this. It's whatever your pinky is touching, for example. Pinky from your left. So, yeah, lower octave, lower, yeah. So for actual bass instrument with 4 strings, you're going to play A here. If it was only F, you would play F note. Now you play A. But you'll see how it sounds. It gives it a different perspective. It sounds really cool, the way he did it. Now listen to it. And then it repeats. C, F/A, C/G, and F. So listen to his, I don't know, accompaniment? I don't know what it's called. Again. It doesn't sound bad. With the play of the bass, it sounds really cool because the bass goes C, lower, lower, lower. It does a walk down. The bass does a walk down while everybody else is playing the easy chords. And just the bass is different. It gives it a different dimension. It's really cool. And I have a different. Yeah. Now, just for the sake of it, I'll give you a sequence, just so you can hear how it sounds. Just for the sake of it, to see that you can get out of the box a little bit. So I just started with C, and then I did a D minor. D minor has F in it, right? I did a C/E, which is C chord. I just put this in the bass, right? And then I did a regular F. And then I need an E. So C chord has the E, but I put the bass of G for now. And then I put what Shem did for this one, F/A. And here, it's E. I used this chord, E minor. I used E minor, and I put the bass B. So B, it is in E minor. I just put it as a bass for the chord. It's right there. So the note is E, so I can do E chord because it has E in it. And then I did an F, because it's F the note. So F has C. I just put it in the bass. Yeah. So it sounds something like this. Let me see if I can play. All right. So what this does, if you look in the bass, is it goes C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. It goes all the way to the scale. I did a walk to the bass. I go like, and I just arranged the chords to sound good, but with the bass walking up. So it sounds like this. Listen to it. this one sounds off a little bit. It's just to walk up with the bass. Just an idea. You can do whatever you want as long as you cover the notes. You cover yourself up. Long note, I got to cover it, whatever I do. You got it? Okay, we're going to do another example. So we're done with this. I did we exalt thee. We exalt thee. And this has, and then we're going to do what Andy asked after this one. So the chorus. All right, so these long ones, the long ones are what this is melody, right? So voice. The dot dot ones are what the voice is holding longer, right? So if we do the key of D, because this is key of D, instead of, I'm not going to do the scale, I'll just write down the chords really quickly so you know. On the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So on the first we have D, F sharp, and A, which is a D chord. On the second one is E, G, B, which is an E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, C sharp diminished. So F sharp, A, C sharp. This one is G, B, D. You know it by heart. After a while, you just remember C sharp, E, B, D, F sharp, and this is a C sharp, E, G. All right. These are the chords, and the notes in the melody. The notes are D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. This is the scale. But for the sake of not doing it tone, 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 semitone, I just put it down straight up so you see it. Now, the way we play it right now, measures. We play like this. 4 times, 4 times, 4 times, 4 times. 4 times, 4 times, D 4 times. Now these chords, so this one has D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A, C sharp, E, A, C sharp, E, G, B, D, D, F sharp, A, D, F sharp, A. Okay. This is the way.
And what you just finished reading, it's because of the options, that's what you chose to go with?
Because of the what?
Because there's like 3 options for each one. And you wrote down what
This is what we have online. So our chords online for this song, I Exalt Thee. This is the chorus, right? Chords. So the chords for the chorus are these. This is voice. So the voice holds A twice. And we chose to use D chord because it has A in it. And then the voice goes still on A, and we chose to use the A chord. It has the A on it. Right? And it's still A long. See, A is long. So we chose. And then this G gets really long, but because it appears before, it brings the impression that it's sang longer. So we chose G chord because this is our focus. Yeah? And G has G in it. And then it gets back through F sharp to E long. But because it gets through F sharp, if you use a D chord has F sharp in it. So we cover the F sharp with this chord, and we just keep it because it covers D afterwards. So it sounds like this. G. Oh, it's G. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be G, because it remains from that G. I'm sorry. It remains from that G, which is long right here, and then we get back. So we chose G, which is G, B, D. So this is the natural course. Easy, usually that makes the more sense for everything. If someone plays this note, you choose that chord, the G whatever. Oh, G major. If someone sings B, you choose B minor. It sounds the more natural way of listening to it. But the trick is to use a chord that has that note and still sound good. That's why if it sounds good, it's good. If it doesn't sound good, even if it's a chord that it should sound really good, but this one doesn't quite fit here, let me choose another option. That's how we do it. Now, let me give you a different version of this with different chords. So I used, instead of this one, because the long note is A, I used A chord. A is right here, has A, C sharp, and E. So I'm covered for that A with this note. Then I used, where are you? Here is A is long. So I used F sharp minor, because F sharp minor has F sharp A C sharp, F sharp A C sharp. So I'm covered for that A with the chord. All right? And then I chose A like before, and then instead of this I chose E minor. E minor has E G B, E G B, and I'm covered for that G that's long. It's right here. And then I did the same thing. So listen to this one. Then I'll jump to A. Then I'll jump to F sharp. Oh, no. My bad. I hold it too long for every. My bad. I hold them too long. 3, 4. It doesn't sound bad. Maybe not the most natural way of doing it, but it sounds good because I'm covering the notes with the chords. And now I'm going to do one that goes out of the box. I know Shem is going to love this. And Tyler.
10 minutes till 11.
Forget it then. We're not going to do that. We're going to do the question Andy asked. That's more important. Okay. So now, we're going to do a sequence of chords. C, 4 beats. A minor, 4 beats. F, 4 beats. G, 4 beats. Right? Now, G, this is in the key of C. C, E, G, those are the notes. In A minor, A, C, E, F, F, C, F, A, C. And this is G, B, D. Now, this is the sequence. It's in the key of C. The notes are C. If you do the scale, you're going to end up finding out that these are the notes. I'm just going to write them down for now. Right? So as a flute, I have these notes at my disposal. These are the chords. So for 4 beats, someone holds this. 2, 3, 4, A minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, F, 1, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. And now I have an option of playing with these notes. What would I do with them? The answer is really, really easy. Whatever you want, but if you hold a note long enough, you better make sure it's one of those 3 notes if you're in here, in this measure. If you hold a note long enough in here, you better make sure it's one of these 3 notes. Otherwise, it sounds like you're off. That's why when flute plays and it's off, because it held a note, not flute, whatever instrument, or guitar, it held a note that was not in the chord. It wasn't backed up. So whatever you're playing here, do whatever. But stop on a note that is in the chord. I'll give you a few examples. So I'm going to play that sequence. Let me see if it's not loud enough. All right. So what I did here, you heard, bam, 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 right? So what happened? I did notes and I stopped on this. I did notes and I stopped on this. I did notes and I stopped on this. Same note. I can use the same note. Every chord has the same note in it, which is C. So I did C, D, E, C, C, D, E, C, C, D, E, C. Because D, E, they were fast. It didn't matter. But the long one was in the chord. I was backed up. And on the last one, I hold it on B. I couldn't do it on C because C is not in here. It sounds off. So I'll do one where I hold C 4 times, and you see that the last one sounds off. It's not. It doesn't have C. C. It sounds off. I held C. And now I'll do. That was B. I'm covered. Yeah, it sounds better. See, it sounds better. That means it's in the chord. So let's try a different combination now. Off, weird. So I did weird notes out of the scale, but it didn't matter. I did them fast. It sounds good. As long as if I hold one long enough, it should be covered by the chord. So that's the whole thing. If it sounds good, it's good. Remember this. But this is the structure on the key. Scale, you form the chords, you know what to play with. From the scale, that's your box. You can push it. You can do outside of the box. So I'll give you an example with C, C sharp, D is not in C. C sharp is not in C major, but you see how it sounds. Or G, G sharp A. That's not in C, but see, listen to how it sounds. I'll start there. So I played notes that are not in the key, but it didn't sound bad because I went fast through them. But if you hold something long, you should be backed up with a chord. So that's pretty much it. Now you have a structure. Please.
So just a quick, really simple thing for people that like the flute player, or if you're soloing or something and you're still learning these, you could actually write out those notes above the chord, so that when you're playing that, you can know what notes to go back to and hang on. So we usually have plenty of room on the sheet, so you could write out those specific notes right above the chord and reference those. And I think that also plays true with the bass as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because the bass is actually free to do the same thing. You don't always have to hit the note of the, the bass note of the chord. So there's those optional notes that you can play with the bass as well.
Yes. That's it. It's a really good idea. It's a really good idea. As a flute player, as a electric guitar solo, cello, whatever, even the piano. Because we don't have to play all the time the same thing. That's the next time we're gonna cover that. Next time is gonna be a lot more in depth as being one in a band. Really, we're gonna go on every instrument and give an overview of what you can do, what you cannot do, when and when not to. So for now, we just give you a structure on the ground on how music works, very, very low level. But this is the base. If it sounds good, it's good. That's it. That's it. So let's give a tithe of this increase, and we'll see you next seminar, which is next week. Thank you, Father, for everything you did. We love you, Lord. We give you a tithe of this increase. We know that everything we've listened to here is going to remain with us, stick with us, grow in us, and you're going to open new ways for us. Thank you, Lord. We worship you, and we love you so much. Thank you for everything. Amen.